Hello, 7th graders. As some of you may have figured out already, we are doing another challenge packet this week. We are currently working on the Chapter 2A challenge packet. And then for this, we are going to need to make sure that you are completing 2 sections each day. So on our Wednesday, let's be completing 2-1A and 2-3A. And then for Friday, we will complete 2-4A, 2-5B. Okay, again, just remember that you need to show your work for all of the problems, for each part of the problem as well. Please make sure that you put your name on the top of your paper. That way you receive credit for your work. Do that now. That way you don't forget. Again, this is a challenging portion. This is in place of a test or quiz. It's kind of along those lines of a project grade or something that's more challenging. Making sure that you're completing each section. Circle the yes. That helps those students make sure that you know that you've completed all sections and not have a surprise when you get to the end. So let's take a look at this figure packet. Our first page, I printed this single page so that way you always have the back side to work on as well. If you need some more space, you always have that back page to work on. We're just trying to figure out some fraction kind of problems and changing them into a decimal. And then there's this final problem down at the end for 5 and how much pizza is left using the fractions and decimals both. Okay, this is our 2-1A section. Our 2-3A, right? 2-3A section is one about an iron ore car. We're trying to add up some decimals, something pretty simple, and then you have a final small problem as well. Make sure that we're reading all parts of this. That'll help you guys out too. Our last one here for our third one here, I should say, the 2-4A one. 2-4A. You're going to solve each problem 2 different ways. One using the distributive property where you're multiplying each out by the number outside, and then one where you're just using the order of operations to complete as well and solving inside the parentheses, then multiplying. And then I want you to make sure that you're also completing this part down here, which method worked best for you and why. That's not a clear-cut answer, could be one or the other, just depends on which way you enjoyed better. And then this last one, we're converting our original recipe down into a quarter of it. So we're multiplying everything out by 1/4. So this is the original recipe, and then I give it this page to you to complete the new recipe for the quarter of the recipe there. I also had the starters page on the back for you. We'll be completing the starters page each and every single day, so make sure that you are ready for those when we have class as well. Again, please make sure your names go on the top of this packet, so that way when you return it on Monday, December 14th, it's all ready to come back to school. This shouldn't be too complex. It's a fairly easy challenge packet in my eyes. We could have added a lot more to it, but we are going to break this down into 2 different challenge packets for this chapter. And that way it's not so overwhelming when we do have a challenge packet. Thanks guys. If you have any questions, make sure you're always rejoining the Google Meet or sending me an email if it's outside of class hours. You always have the option of going back and looking at the guide notes and those videos from past lessons from each of these sections that we have here today. So remember that you can always go back to 2-1A guide notes or the 2-5B guide notes in order for this to make more sense. Thanks guys.